Hi, my name is Theodore Cottingham, and I come to you this day as a simple man, saying hello, see God. God is not who you thought. Or are you not who you think? Or is thought not a process of creation? Or is it? And what are we thinking about? What are we creating? What are we living as? In harmony with nature? Or are we in harmony with each other or nature? Or what is nature? What is natural? Why are we here? Why are we limited to Earth? Why does light have a speed limit? Sound have a speed limit? Why do molecules spin? Where are we getting our answers? What are we living to do? What are we living to become? And where will we live then? I suggest to you, man has looked to man for the answers. Mankind has been religioned from the start, been religious. You see, the great creation story says, in the beginning, God. Then it says, let us plural, let us make man in our image. In the beginning, God. So I guess we're just supposed to accept that. Or are we willing to ask questions? What commanded the origination? Or who started the inception? Or what movies are you no more falling into? Inception? Tron? The Truman Show, are you waking up from? Star Wars? Star Trek? The Matrix? What are we willing to see? Are you willing to lead? Are you willing to learn? Remember in The Matrix, Neo, when he began to learn about what the Matrix is, and then came into reality and was further trained in what reality is and what it isn't. He didn't want to believe it, even then, that this is a construct. That there's more to the story? What if the story, let us make man in our image? The idea that, oh, God the creator, the original originator, the commanding officer, the CEO, is in us, plural. What of us? Let us make man in our image. What if that's an advanced civilization? An advanced sentience, sapience, intelligence. What if that advanced intelligence was so advanced that they learned how to make the wheel? They advanced in power. They learned how to make machines. They learned how to make computers. They learned how to make computers make machines. They learned how to program it. And now they teach machines how to program machines. And robots make robots. What if the origin story is not as great as we believe? What if it's not really true? You see, the more I began to be taught from what I called God, the farther I got away from the Orthodox Christian story that God was good, God was love. God is love. God is perfect. And I saw all these things. Conquer your enemies. Slay them. Slay all the men, women, and children and cattle. Have no mercy. Whose mercy seat? Who's defining mercy? Who is defining God to us? Isn't that a valid question? Isn't that really a valid question? Who is defining what we have called God, the maker of all creation, heaven and earth, that we're supposed to seek His will for our lives? Do the will of God. Oh, that's when you'll be happy. Is that not a political statement, a political correctness, a religious correctness, a religious statement? It's a construct of belief, a belief system, a set of beliefs that form some kind of coherent whole to give us our identity, to give us our origin story, who our parents are, what our ethnicity is, what the real me is like when you look in your mirror. And when you look in that mirror and you see your eyes and you look at the beauty that's behind them, and you see your eyes dilate or nod, your pupils life itself in motion. We see the birds fly, the planes take off, the planes crash, governments come into power, governments crash, people everywhere shooting people, buildings falling down, the earth groans, tectonic plates move. What's going on with our creation story, and who gave us the creation story and told us to believe the creation story was all good and that the master behind it was good? What if there's more to the story? What if the storytellers who gave us that story want to make sure we stay within the boundaries of the story? So we're taught, beware of false prophets. You may get out of bounds. You may get out of balance. You may think it's a religious conspiracy, an alien conspiracy. You may think this, you may think you lived before this. Oh, you You don't believe in reincarnation. You don't believe in karma. You don't believe in the iterations of creation. What are you willing to find out for you? I sought God. I sought what I called God. I sought what I thought was love. I thought God was love. I thought God wanted the best for me. I thought there was one God. God was male. No, friends. There's just much more to the cosmic story. So who is the great CO? Commanding officer? Cosmic originator? Was it who we think it is? I don't think so. I paid a price to tell you what I'm sharing with you. I wish I could tell you it was easy. Oh, it's easy to believe. It's easy to believe something. We're often very quick to believe something because we want to believe. We have a proclivity to believe. We're believers. We want to think we know. We want to think and feel we are in control. All right? We want to think that we have a say in our lives, a say in what matters. We want some kind of freedom. Or do we want complete freedom? Or do we even know what freedom is? Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom from your molecules? Freedom from that origin story that you just adopt. Say, okay, well, I didn't make this, so I guess God did. God is greater than me. I'm a grasshopper. Que sera, sera. No, my friend. There's more to the story. What if I say to you, God does not want you to know your power. God does not want you to know who you really are. God is not faithful to you. God is using you. God is using you for your power, your energy, your BTU, your mind. Where does God live? In the mind. What is creation? What is creation created with? The mind. Are you the creation or the creator? Or are you the creator that was one of us, that's one of them, the race that said, let us make man? What if we're one of the iterations of God making man? What if God let us make man? What if God was a race of women? And what if the Genesis 1 idea in the beginning, God made male and female, that were not separate. They were one unit. What if Genesis 1 creation had no flesh? Isn't that a valid question? Do you really, really think it's sacrilege to ask the hard questions? To be innovative, to be imaginative, to be willing to go where no man has gone? Are you willing to not be limited to a galaxy long ago and far away? Are you willing to go into the future and come back to the past that we're now in to heal our brother, our sister? Are you willing to see a different cosmic story? Oh, we think we're fearfully, whatever the hell that means. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. No, that's not the message I have. That's not the teletype I received. That's not the teleclairvoyance, the inner witness. It's not the voice of God. It's not the interstellar communication that I've received. The interstellar communication that I've received within me says we are cobbled together. We are anything but what we thought was so fearfully and wonderfully made. This is a school of leadership. To lead you out of where we've been. You who are willing to learn who you really are and have another identity. An identity not given us by a Bible. An identity not given us by some ordained preacher. So many of them yelling and shouting. Or they're so dignified they wear three-piece suits and strut around telling funny stories. Life is at stake. Yours. What are you doing with it? Playing around accepting what you've been told? What you've been taught? We've been taught to be powerless. We've been taught to be beggars. We've been taught a God story that is very ambiguous at best. Why do we think it's what we think it is? How do we corroborate truth to us? How do you corroborate truth to you? How do you decide your truth? Aren't these valid? Where did we come from? And oh my gosh, this guy must be nuts talking about an interstellar communication. I don't think I've ever termed it quite that. I'm 73. I've always called it the voice of God. Until the last few years, whatever, I began to talk about the inner voice, the inner voice, the inner you, because it taught me. We are not a people who we think we are. You see, the origin story we've been given is that God created us and God is love. But my friend, love does not tell me to go shoot my neighbor. Love does not tell me to conquer another people and slaughter all the men, women, and children. You see, we've got to define love. We've got to redefine God, redefine love. Friend, love that is true love does not live by rules. True love is not naive. True love is not gullible. True love is progress, process. True love is progressive and grows true love within it. And the iterations of love, here, love. But the iterations of that voice are degraded. Degradation takes place over time, just like we used to make a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. And by the time you made 100 photocopies, it was so blurry you could hardly tell what you took a picture of. Some of you remember that. And then we entered the digital world. Oh my gosh, now I can make 100 copies of a picture without any degradation. I can distribute it with a click of a button. 10,000 copies. All original. No degradation. Picture perfect. Perfect clarity of detail. There's a cosmic picture we haven't had, that we haven't understood. I suggest to you, God may not be who we think God is. Because I thought God was the ultimate creator, the ultimate authority, the ultimate lover. My friend, love does not give me a list of rules to love by. Love comes, whispers into the ear of my heart that is in my consciousness, and says, here I am. I love you. I love you. I love you. Who are you? I'm love. Who is God? You see, I'm suggesting to you, God, what we have called Master Creator, Sovereign, Omnipotent, Omniscient. And love are two different things. And even in saying what love is, it requires qualification. It requires delimiting, boundaries, definition, redefining. I suggest to you, pure love comes in light, in love, in grace, in peace. It doesn't come to torment. Unconditional love does not set up a carrot and stick. Unconditional love does not create a heaven and hell. Perfect love says, I will never leave you or forsake you. Even if you make your bed in hell, I am there. I suggest to you, the reason I exist, the reason you exist, I don't know. I suggest you choose why you exist. I suggest you choose why you exist and why you live and what you want to do about it, what you want to do with it now that you have consciousness, You're conscious. You can see things. You can think. Do your two eyes give you sight? Yes. Do your two eyes give you complete sight? No. Are you limited to 3 dimensions? Seem to be. What are the ears of your heart limited to? And what are the eyes of your spirit? The eyes of your consciousness? The eyes of your mind? Your spirit being? You see, there's more to the story. The beauty of you exceeds all of this. The beauty of you, my friend, exceeds every sunrise and every sunset. The beauty of you is greater than all the jewels of this planet. You. And I defy your gods. And millions will now, because we are beginning to stand up and learn. The God of rules is not the God of love. The prince of condemnation, the prince of darkness, the accuser of the brethren, the beast. The beast is the mind. The mind will control you. And do anything it can and everything it can just so that it can use you for the creation of it to exist. In the fabrication of itself that fabricates itself in your mind as a belief. Belief is infectious. Belief is magnetic. I am not of this world. And you aren't either. You aren't either. Read John 17. Jesus prayed that we might all be one and said, I am not of this world. And then quote his prayer to quote his Father. Let them know. Just as I am not of this world, they are not of this world. They is you. They is us. We are not of this world. We are not of this molecular fabrication. I am no longer a creation of God that limits me, that keeps me on earth, that puts me in a suit that decays, that makes me think I have a spirit, that I've got to obey the rules or I may be banished to eternal damnation. This is leadership that I'm talking about. Leadership of love. To learn to begin to love love. Not the flesh. But see with the eyes of your understanding underneath the flesh that all of us are one. And the beauty of the people that you have hated or think are ignorant. People that you have laughed at. People that are crude. Maybe that have no table manners. Don't know what to do with a fork or a spoon. What does any of that matter? In the twinkling of an eye. In the twinkling of an eye. We shall not all be changed at one time, my friend. But one by one. One by one, the light comes on. One by one, you become self-aware. You become unmagnetic. What if the sun were no longer to shine? Oh, it'd be cold or it'd be hot. My friend, you are not subject to either one. The real I am, perfect love. Perfect love casts out all fear. Fear of what? Fear of hell. Fear of God. Fear of failure. Fear of leadership. Fear of hearing the voice of God. Perfect love casts out all the fear of hearing the perfect voice of God. That if your motive is love and you don't limit what I'm calling God, perfect love begins to emerge. And the emergence of the consciousness of pure light and love that reveals perfect love to you, that begins to teach you that you are the creator. You created you. And see, now we're creating robots. Oh, we're so smart, we've developed AI. And now AI will develop us. You think I'm kidding. Think as you wish. What is it? Proverbs? Everyone wants to think they're right in their own eyes. But then they die. Jesus said, I come that you might have life. Jesus said, if you believe in me, you'll never die. I guess I'm just dumb enough or simple enough to believe that may have a truth in it. I'm just dumb enough, old enough. Maybe I've just been through enough pain and suffering. I've met enough people that present themselves one way and find out they're not that at all. What they walk on stage with and what they preach and what they have in their heart. Oh my gosh. Is not always the same. Motive. What's your motive? Is your motive to control? Is your motive to make money and be successful? You cannot serve God and mammon. See, I've told you before. I came to the point, I said, God, I don't know the difference. How do I live without money? And then what is it? I don't know. Matthew 6:33. Your Father in heaven provides for the birds of the field. They neither toil nor spin. Isn't that an interesting? I don't know how much emphasis you want to put on any given word. Spin. Molecules spin. I don't know. Just a wild thought. But they don't toil. Your Heavenly Father provides everything for you. So over and over I've come back. I teach, I preach, I write about. And I'm living to the best of my ability to surrender to be who I really am. And I decided, more than anything else, I want to be me. I want to know who I really am. I want to know who my parents are. I want to know what my identity was. Before time began. How did it all begin? Don't you want to know? If you can know, don't you want to know? The teacher will teach you all things. And not a soul on earth can sever your connection to the interstellar commanding officer that is not a male and is not one unit dependent on one channel, but love, perfect love, is a mind, the mind of one, that all operate together. In parallel? No, in series. What's the difference, or do you know? Limited to 8-bit? You remember what the first generation chips were like in the IBM personal computer? Offered for sale 1981, 82. Weren't they all 8-bit? 64K. There's a progressive understanding to love, and love grows it. There's a bigger, better story than what we've been given. If you get anything out of what I teach, live to love and learn to love love. Learn to discern and distinguish and free the voice within of the teacher of original source love, rather than the God of your image, the God that other people have portrayed to you, the God that other people have written about and say resides there or resides here, or tell you to come here, come there. Listen to them, do this, do that. My friend, free the word within, the living word, the word that doesn't obey the laws of man because it's not subject to molecular failure. And neither does it conquest to conquer other people's belief system. This is about freedom. This is about bringing people out, bringing you out, bringing our race out of captivity, out of the captive molecule, out of the gravitational waves, out of the sound barrier, out of the light being capped at a certain speed, out of the consciousness that creates futility, out of the consciousness that creates fatalities, out of the consciousness that's been created. For I suggest to you, we are a creation that's been created. We fell. We fell into our creation. We created machines. Machines created robots. We created AI. We put AI in the robot. And then we gave our life to the robot. And the robots began creating us. The iterations. How did all these planets get here? Why are some lit and some aren't? Oh yeah, you can look up on Wikipedia, dictionaries, encyclopedias, textbooks, and find answers. But are they the answer that you're really looking for? What are you looking for, Neo? Are you looking for Trinity of the flesh? She sure is gorgeous. And you can love her. You can love her so much that if she gets shot, you can put your hand right down into her heart and massage it and bring her back to life. Because you're the creator. But is that what you give your life to? Or are you willing to stand in the gap for your people? Are you willing to lead? If you're willing to lead and not love, don't come here. If you're willing to love but not lead, you need to be taught. Taught? Taught to surrender? Surrender to be who you really are. You know, it's progressive, and I'm on a path, and I'm learning, and I'm maturing. I learn as I speak. I learn as I teach. The number of hours that I have spent listening to my own recordings over the years would probably shock a lot of people. See, it's very costly to know who you are. This is not a candy store. God is not the candy man. The devil doesn't run around with a pitchfork yelling and screaming. The mind of the beast communicates to other beasts that have the mind of the beast. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Let us do what we are told. Don't make waves. God will take care of everything. The mind of the beast wants to control at all cost. The mind of the beast will tell you anything you want to hear, anything at all, just so it remains in control. It doesn't care if you shoot people, if you slaughter men, women, and children. The mind of the beast just wants to be in control. The mind of the beast creates the beast. The mind of the beast says, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, divide and conquer. That's not my God. God is no longer God to me. But wait, I didn't say there was no God. But that God is not God. That God does not control my life. And I do not want that God's will for my life or you, because I met love. I met first person love. I met love. I met non-molecular love. I met interstellar communication. I've never said anything like these phrases. I met the cosmic originator, the CO. I met the real one. And I bowed down, and I wept, and I wept. And I wrote the words, and I wept. And I walked in a body, and I still do. But not with the pain that I walked in most of my life. The cosmic originator, love. I'm at the point now, sharing with you, personally sharing. It's almost hard for me to call perfect love God. Because God has been so tainted, controlled, defined, manipulated. People want to say, God this, God that. God would never do this. God would never do that. God, God, God. You know, everybody has their image of God, their version, their flavor, their mechanistic programmed imagery, and all that's been programmed into them and all that they've absorbed and choose. And my friend, it's very costly to begin. I used to say the revelation of Christ. But what I meant and what I mean now, I differentiate. Not the Christian Christ. Oh my gosh, no. Christ means anointed. Are you willing to learn your true identity? If you're willing to learn your true identity, it's costly because you begin to surrender, to lay down the beliefs of the belief system that caused you to be in separation of your power, that caused you to be in separation from original love, the interstellar communication that frees you. My friends, I don't free you. I am bringing the word. And if you choose to, you can accept this mission. Not the impossible one. You can see through something that doesn't limit you to 3 dimensions, doesn't limit you to time, space, or gravity. The heart of love grows the heart of love. And I've pulled out pictures before. The heart of love loves every person because there's a love for what you are. There's a love for who you are. I am all of these who love is, who love love. For I am love because I met love. And I gave love my life? No, I gave love my love. Or did love give me hers? We became the same one. We became one. I no longer separate. I no longer separate from who I am, who love is. Love and me became one. I'm not perfect. I'm still in flesh. Looks like. But my friend, I know who love is, and love is you who will be it. whether you call it Christ or not. But it's no longer the Antichrist, but it's the Christ who gave his life not. It's the Christ who gives yours. The Christ, the one mind, the Christ consciousness, no longer obedient to another God, but the one that leads out. Are you Moses? Are you Esther? Are you Esther? Are you willing to come before the king of your consciousness, the controller of your consciousness, but not kiss the ring? Are you willing to enter the palace of light? This is about leadership. And I'm thinking, feeling more and more being taught, rereading part of Database 1 given to me. The one I'm referencing in 2007. Leadership. The love I'm speaking of is inextricable to the concept of leadership, because love does not sit in a pew and wait on God. Love does not issue commands and say, wait. Love grows. Love plants. Love waters. Love connects. Love creates. Love prunes the tree of life. And the neuronal structure will no more be the neurotic that depends on Prozac and all our medicines to keep us going, needing all sorts of vitamins and minerals and trying to defeat decay and damnation. I hope this is clear. I ask you to love you and love each other. Free the voice within who loves you, and the voice within that condemns you is not the God of perfect love. The voice of God that condemns you, the voice of God that says, go shoot him, go shoot her, slaughter these men, women, children. The God that says, sit here while I do everything for you. Sit here and be under the control of another. Sit here and listen to this man, this woman. That God is not the God of the devil. It is the devil. It is the mind of the beast. That is the tormentor, the angry one, the one of hatred. The voice of destruction destroys, but the voice of God, of perfect love, light, and peace, the cosmic originator before this world began, pure love, light, is in fact what you really are. And you can still hear it. And it's imperative. It's crucial. It's not optional. It's essential. It's life itself. To breathe the living energy of our original creation, restoring the crown of life that doesn't need your medicine and is not subject to your guns and bombs. And this is the creation of the real me, the real Christ. Christ, the message of the kingdom is you. And this is how Jesus said, if you believe in me, nah, belief doesn't cut it. But surrender and surrender with the intention, the motive of the heart to love perfectly, perfect love will come and teach you who you are. And you begin to do all the things Jesus did. And you won't be limited to the brutality, the hate, the anger, the defiance, the bureaucracy, the principalities, the authority of man. And this is what is coming on the earth now, and here is. And I birth it. I, a man, birth it because I'm pregnant with the Word of the original cosmic originator of perfect joy, feminine, nurturing, kind, developing love for love to love love. Not just live with the artificial intelligence, not just live in a suit of flesh, but to operate among the cosmos. And this is my promise to you. Oh my God, what am I saying? This is my promise to you. If you live love and not destroy love, you will learn to let love teach you. There's commitment. How shall we then live? Without any rules? Love inherently never stomps out love. Love grows love. Love speaks to love. Original love. Before man and woman were ever separated, before we ever had flesh, we were a race. And this is our identity. And the identity of one now marries no other flesh identity or origination story. The story of Christ, true and real, is that you're it. Jesus' heart was never to establish a church system, a hierarchy of have and have-nots, and all that malarkey about a fivefold ministry, my friend. All the malarkey about women coming from man. The man should rule women. The women should be silent in the church. My friend, all of that crap goes bye-bye if you live love. And love is not powerless. So it's time we begin to realize who is God, what is God, that we are God, that we were God, that we were the original creation of love before we ever landed in this mess of flesh. And if we become love and become born again in our original suit without sorrow, we can leave this place. But where would we live? Oh, in the heavens. Who constructed the heavens? We did. Before time began, we were there. For we are eternal. We are immortal. The real us, the spiritual us, that which does not need molecules. We no longer let the molecules defeat us. We no longer toil or spin. We don't work 8 to 5. We don't have 3 jobs. Because it's not the Heavenly Father that provides. It's us who become love. And love changes this planet. And we don't make our exit to leave everybody else in hell. We walk through the flames of everybody's thinking, all the heat, all the famine, all the flood, and we feed the 5,000. Jesus, I call you to be alive. Oh, I mean Esther. I mean Moses. I mean Noah. The revelation of Christ is to be it. The revelation of who you really are. The true revelation is to birth something new in you, that spark of life that comes alive, that connects you to source love, to communicate with it and let source love teach you. Picking up your pen, turning on your microphone, recording it, sharing it with those who will listen, and to lead whether anybody follows you or not. Because when you begin to lead, you begin to change. You begin to develop skills you never had before. You begin to write. You begin to think. You begin to reorient your neural pathways. You're not limited to the light of this world. You're not just the light of this world. You are the light of original source love, my friend. And that's why I sit here and make these videos and ask you to love light and light love. And no longer be under a man, a religion, a gospel. I'm asking you to connect, and open the pathway to let perfect love teach you directly. This is the school of me, the school of Theodore Cottingham, the school of love, the school of Christ, the school of you. The school to realize your identity. And if you're ready, come find me. And where am I? Am I inside of you? Or am I you talking to me? Am I me talking to you? Are we one consciousness of the original creator, the original creation before selfishness created something to serve itself in separation? My love, I love you. My love, I go now. My love, I distribute. My love, I speak of. My love, I think with. Except in moments that I don't. I drink coffee, I go have a meal. Sometimes I feel happy and sometimes I've shared with you my heart this day. The best I can, the best I know how. The best way I know to speak and share. And I ask you to fear not man's language. Fear not the language of religion, the language of politics. Fear not the language of control. Fear not the jaws of the angry, the lion in the street, the flames of hell. Begin to see who you really are. And love you first. not your power, but let your power be surrendered to love, for love to develop your leadership with the voice of the interstellar, cosmic originator of perfect joy. Heal the planet. See your mission. See your power. See your beauty. See your ability. Open your capacity. Expand your capacity for healing, for love, for light. Love each other. Care for your word. Be punctual. Value people. Respect them. And we will be known for our love. Love that is not controlled by religious joy or serving religion. I no longer serve your church. I don't want your church. I defy your God. But I bow before love. And when I bowed before love, love gave me a crown. But I couldn't wear it. I had to grow it. Love gave me the light, and I had to grow it. I had to grow it, and I go now. I go do what I want to do. And I will empty hospitals. I will walk on water. And I don't care if you call me arrogant antichrist or not. I know who love is because I met the voice. I met love. I met the energy of the original cosmic originator before molecules ever existed. And you can too. And I don't beg anymore, but I invite. I invite you to the table of one. The table of one where you learn to let love communicate with you so that you're not living by my words. Certainly not another person, not another God. But love will teach you. Love is at the center. Love that respects. Love that is kind. Love that nurtures. Love that does not use your body. I love you. So here I am. Yep, an old guy with a wild message. If you're listening, I guess you love love. You must. Surely you must love love. Thank you for every kindness to every person. Thank you for loving love. Heal the children. Don't be afraid to walk on water. Don't fear your leadership. Love love. Love leads. Love leads. Don't destroy your leadership. Women lead in politics, national affairs, global affairs, the cosmos. Live love and be one with love and seek no other. And love will teach you. Thank you for allowing me to share with you this day. Heal love. Enjoy who you are, for you, my friend, are the one who crowns you. Fear not walking in the crown of leadership, in the leadership of light that loves. The love that says, I will obey no other God or have any other God before me. Be the original you. This is what the school of Theodore Cottingham is about. For you to create your school of you. Name it what you want. Begin to create the courses in your school as you are learning in mine. As I share. As I grow. As I teach, whether anyone listens or not. More than once, I preach to the air in the backyard. I preached more than once in churches when no one was there. I've cried, I've prayed, and I've written, and I write you now for your heart to come alive with the leadership of you. This is why I exist. Please open to light, open to love, and let the God images that were bestowed upon us no longer make you wait for anything or anybody, but begin in motion. Pick up your pen every day. An hour minimum. If you're really serious, 3 hours every day. Look it up. This is what I was taught. You can find the very documents that taught me online. Database 1, my covenant. Create yours, recreating you. And let's live love together. Heal this nation. Heal the real you. Thank you. Thank you again. My name is Theodore Cottingham. You can write me at Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, USA. Good day. TheodoreCottingham.com. Thank you. Love. Good day.